Hello friends, I'm Ravickumar. I'm here at the Mackay Bonsai, my guru. Today we are actually going to make a larch forest, and that's the project today. And I'm basically a bonsai enthusiast, and being working on bonsais for very recent times. And I started learning a lot from Mark D. Cruz, and today I'm really excited to be part of this project. And because we are going to do a lot of exciting things today, because we need to do this on a slab, and we have kind of 11 larches for us to actually work on, and it's really interesting. And let's hope that we will really get out a kind of a masterpiece to in this session. And tagging. So one another reason that we actually do this pruning around the roots is like we want to make sure every root is being pruned, their tips are pruned properly, having a very neat straight cut. For one reason is that we want to multiply those roots there at that point in time, so you get a lot of fresh roots coming out from each of those roots that we are pruning now. And also we want to make sure we don't do kind of a jagged cut and make the roots or the root tip die or get infected, rather than have a neat straight cut, so that you get new roots and the root balls are healthy for the tree. So that is the reason we want to do a kind of a very clean cut for every root ends, so that you get a lot of new roots coming in and your trees are healthy. So the next step is to actually make sure that we got the keto ball in the right consistency to put the keto around the tree. So here we have the initially prepared keto balls, which is kept in the bags because they quickly dry out. So we want to make sure that it doesn't dry. So what we have to do now is to just make sure that it's all consistent. The entire ball is consistent. A quick test that you can do is that when actually you have in this ball shape, and when you actually press it actually comes out, like, it squeezes out rather than it doesn't break. You can see that it doesn't break in any. So that is the right consistency. So now the good way or easy technique is to actually break into two, and one half making kind of a cup. Just keep pressing the center, and it keeps expanding and make kind of a now it is easy for us to actually put this around the root ball. So that's the purpose. So now you can see that it actually sits nicely. And now we can take the remaining the ketos and just place it on top of the tree, the upper part of the root ball, and start covering the roots.
And that's what a keto ball should look like.
Okay, so what we have done now, we have got kind of basic arrangement of trees that we saw which tree has to go in which position, and we actually numbered the trees. And what we have done here is that we have got the shape of the slab, and as per the position that we have decided with the trees, we have marked them here so that when we actually put them back once after the ketos are placed and the rocks are placed. So for us to make sure that the positions are all right for the trees, we have got made the design. So you can see here, these are the two islands we have, and for in each of the island we have also made the red ones are the rocks that we are going to place and which position, how it's going to come, and the trees are numbered. And the idea is that to mark the trees from the thickest to the thinnest so that you get the depth. So I have marked my first tree here, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth and seventh. So this is how my arrangement is going to be there. And also one more thing that we need to take care is that when you are positioning your tree, you should make sure that none of the trees are all in the same line. That means that in any direction you should be able to see all the trunks of all the trees. So that one thing that we need to take care of. And as we said, this island will have 7 trees and this island is going to have 5 trees, and we have some rock arrangements around, and then we have a center, a valley view of the entire forest. And you can see I have left a lot of space in the front and not much at the back, and this is how we are going to organize our forest together. So the next step is to actually take this design and start working on the slab, the rocks, along with the keto. Once that is done, then we will actually come back to you on how to actually place the trees and position them too. Yeah, as we actually created the design for the forest arrangement that what we want to do on the slab, you saw that we had 2 different kind of a grouping with the kind of an in between some ridges and some viewpoints. So according to that, what I have done here is to arrange the rocks. You can see that this is the primary side of the forest and this is the secondary side. You can see this is a little more bigger in space and smaller here because there are going to be 7 trees in this side and 5 trees here. So we have picked up some of these rocks which you can find anywhere, and you must try and use them all here. So we've got some irregular shaped the rocks and placed it around the design that we have already, which is marked here. So just I was trying to place them on. Now the next step is to actually get some ketos and create this wall, basically to make sure that it gives us kind of a container to put our trees in and then put our soil and things like that. So that is what I'm going to do now. Alright friends, now you can see that what I have done now is that put some ketos around, place these rocks in its place and created a real good wall. And apart from that, if you really see, as I said, there is at the back there is not much of a space, but I have created the wall using the keto itself. And then we also have placed in the 2 islands, we have placed some mesh. The reason for this mesh is that when actually the soil tends to dry, it will it might lift up. So to avoid that, what we have done is that we have put some mesh here and anchored it with the slab. And also using this mesh, I have created some wires. I have put in some wires which will help us to tie our trees, which will keep them in place. So that's what we have done here. You can see both the islands have a mesh, and then we have used these wires to create kind of an anchoring structure. So the next thing is to actually now put some base soil, place the trees and tie them in place, and then we will be filling with a lot more soil on top. Okay, so now we have got everything ready. So we have got our slab, we have created the walls with the rock as per the plan, and the next step is to actually place the trees. So we have just got a very thin layer of bonsai soil under, and it's now also sprayed with water to make sure that it is wet. And here's our first tree as per the plan, and here we go.
And we got it absolutely vertical.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that our primary trees are vertical and straight. No, it need not to be a kind of a formal upright, but at least the tree should have the straight orientation. Here's our second primary tree, and as per our design,
Nick, take out the plastic while you're at it.
yeah, so making sure both are straight, and we are just sure.
Come on then, young lady, help Ravi position the trees.
Sorry?
Take a seat
Oh,
and help me with it.
that just like that. Like amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, they're lovely trees, aren't they?
Something wrong. Second tree.
That you're on the front.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Check to see the heights are right for you, Ravi. And that's right. Perfect.
Four. Become dry now, it is sticking to hand.
Is that the closest you can put them together?
If he needs to, we can move the side Keto off. So
Uh-huh.
After creating this, now it looks like there is no much space.
that's okay, because over the side it doesn't matter. The back it doesn't matter really, because you can bring it to the thing. So squish the balls. Take the sides off from the Keto on both trees. All three trees, in fact. Not on the outside, but on the inside. Yeah. That's the way. Then you can move it closer together. Don't worry about all that. Okay, that's all for now. Give it a good spraying.
So what we are now doing is to create a kind of a mesh on top of the trees to make sure that they don't move from their positions. So you can see that made some ties across. I will continue to do that. You can see I'm going to do this and this and take one of those, tie it. Use these pliers to make sure that the ties across are tight enough to hold the trees in position. Crisscross across, forming a mesh, holding every other tree. Yeah. Next, what we are going to do is to place some mosses on the surface to complete our landscape. So to do the moss, you get mosses growing everywhere. You should be able to collect some of those. And what we are going to do is to prepare our moss basically. So just cut a thin layer at the bottom. Yeah. So now you get a nice flat surface, and then place the moss in the place where you want. And now you have to actually when you're going to place this moss nearby already placed moss, all that you have to do is just create a little overlap and in the place where you want to, and then now you have to stitch this into the Keto so that it stays in place. So you can see that I'm just stitching the moss into the Keto. I can show you clearly. You can see that, and you can see that there are bumps coming in, and that is how in nature the meadow forms, right? So it will not be straight plain. So that's what we are trying to create here, and these ridges will be shown naturally as the moss will grow in nature. So yeah. Alright, so here's our final composition. We have done the placements. As you saw, we have put some soils on, and we have made a thin layer of Keto on top, and then we started putting this moss. I will continue doing this once I go back home, so I have to put the moss all over the place and then give a kind of a good cleaning of these stones. So that will be our final product. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. Thank you for watching.